All right, everyone. So welcome to day 4 of the Jumpstart. This week has been incredible so far. We still have people registering each and every day. Our Facebook group has grown pretty rapidly as people are joining there to share their homework with me specifically so I can give it a read. We're really thrilled with the response here from the Jumpstart. Please bear with my team. We're working as quickly as we can to make sure everyone has everything that you need. Today is a little bit different because all week we've been covering issues with conventional medicine. We've been identifying aggravators, and we've been talking about the root causes of your issues as well, and discussing the first 4 elements of the Hache Protocol: stress reduction, nutrition, fitness, sleep. Today is not only the day that your pain journey kind of transforms as we teach you about the 5th and most important and unique element of the Hache Protocol, but I'm also going to be opening the doors to our reset program as well. If you are brand new, please text Leo, and he and our phenomenal team will help you get caught up and answer any questions you may have. You can also go back and watch the replays. They'll be available until January 31st, which is next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So you got a little bit of time to catch up. For those of you just joining us for the first time today, I'm Dr. Rob Van Bergen. I'm a doctor of natural medicine and a doctor of humanitarian services, and I hold a PhD in natural medicine as well. I am one of the founders of Pain Free for Life, and I am your host for the 5-Day Jumpstart. Welcome once again to everyone live and everyone watching the replay. If you're new, I'd love you to just introduce yourself. Let us know kind of what's going on with you and what it is you're trying to achieve. I will share a reminder for our new people and for anyone who's just forgotten what we've been talking about the last few days. There are 3 kind of important pieces of information here: replays, workbook, and access to Facebook. So you can go to pffljumpstartreplays.com and find all of these things. You'll be able to watch replays of every video so far. You'll be able to download the workbook off of that page, and you should be able to print it as well. And you'll be able to access Facebook. You can join the Facebook group. Again, it's not mandatory. It's just you get to share your homework, I get to read it, and I get to respond to it as well. If you want to get on Zoom with me, you can go to pffljumpstartzoom.com. If you'd prefer Zoom over Facebook, it's up to you. And if you want to text Leo, you can call the number or text the number 415-688-2045. For the absolute full event experience, I do suggest you get in the Facebook group. Go to pffljumpstartreplays.com. You can join there. You can also watch the replays, so it's a big benefit there. But the major benefit to the Facebook group is honestly just being able to interact with me and have me interact with you, as well as Annie, who's a big part of the Hache Protocol Reset and a big part of what we do here at Pain Free for Life. She is able to assist as well. So, of course, the other thing is the Facebook group allows us to share more information. And on Zoom, we're kind of limited in the functionality and the features of it. But you can get that information more on Facebook as well. So if you do try to join the Facebook group, there are some qualifying questions. Please make sure you answer those to get access. Otherwise, the team is going to have been following up with you. And make sure you also accept any friend requests from Leo Pain Free so that he can support you through Messenger as well. So I'm going to ask you to kind of save your questions for the Q&A session. However, if you want to share them ahead of time, someone from my team will scoop them up out of chat, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're here on Zoom, and they will add them to our list of questions that we will be answering when the Q&A session happens, okay? So feel free to start sharing those now. That way, even if you're not able to attend the Q&A session live, you will be able to get your questions answered when you watch the replay. I also want to encourage people to continue to invite their friends. We've got so many new people joining all the time. Your friends can register and then they can join the group. So, okay, let's dive on in. Here we go. Okay, hopefully you can see the slides there. So this is day 4, the secret to resolving pain permanently. Spoiler alert. It's microcurrent therapy. Those of you who know what we do and where we're at and have just even looked into Pain Free for Life for a moment are going to have seen microcurrent all over the place. So today, in Jumpstart Day 4, we're going to be talking about microcurrent. And in the last session, we introduced the first 4 elements of the Hache Protocol. We talked about stress reduction, nutrition, fitness, and sleep. And we kind of discussed how vital these elements can be in actually resolving pain and how they actually interact with each other. I also asked you to do your homework, use the homework section of your workbook to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 your incorporation of these elements to date and where you might see some improvement as well. Like, so what kind of could you improve? The homework response was actually very interesting. I kind of am used to seeing a dominant one. And this year, and I don't think this is a coincidence, this year I saw a domination of stress combined with sleep as the major issues. So people were actually doing really well with their nutrition, in their opinion, and they were doing pretty good with fitness. But the stress and the sleep were kind of equally as bad. And there's a lot that's come out of the COVID pandemic. And what I have noticed is that people's nervous systems, if they've gotten COVID, have been almost altered. And this has kind of flipped a lot of the things around, like polarized them in a different way than they used to work. And so people are actually struggling more and more and more with all of these issues. So we've been working on this since COVID, and we've kind of come up with a few solutions for it that we do. But that's kind of what I'm wondering about those dominant issues. And I've kind of asked people in their homework if they can see any patterns or any reason that these things started, because usually what people are most complaining about is either stress or is fitness. As I said yesterday in the session, a lot of people are really dialed in on their nutrition. But regardless, I could talk about this all day. The interesting thing is, again, to see these patterns and just kind of see exactly how they unfold. So thank you for sharing your homework. If you haven't caught up on that one yet, that's a good one, because I've been commenting based on what I've seen in other homework days and being able to use that information to put together a piece of this puzzle as well. But now that we've covered the first 4 elements, I'm very excited to introduce you to the 5th element, microcurrent therapy, and everything that it can do for your body. Some of you may already know what microcurrent is and how it works. Others may have no clue what I'm talking about and think I'm some sort of mad scientist who's talking about electricity. And I've kind of been seeding that throughout this whole thing. So in a way, I am. Without this element, though, pain resolution, disease resolution is often out of reach for many people. So what is it and what does it do? So what is microcurrent? The 5th and final element of the Hache Protocol is microcurrent, and it's named kind of microcurrent therapy, but in a way, it's more about understanding the body's natural microcurrent system. So far, we've talked about elements that are all impactful on the body, and you might be thinking that this is very different from anything we talked about yesterday or any of the other days because it isn't natural. It's artificial. It's a therapy, right? It's some sort of machine. But what if I told you, though, that microcurrent is already a system within your body, tuned to frequency, waveform, and driving every action that is governed by your nervous system, okay? Because this is key information, again, basic biology. The nervous system, the nerves, the neurons of the brain, the cells, all of these things are electric, whether you've ever been exposed to microcurrent or not. Now, I've mentioned the term the body electric. Excellent book, by the way, if you ever want to read something that's really kind of out of left field, is going to surprise you with a lot of its information, is the body electric. But as I've mentioned over these last few days, we are electric beings. Every one of the trillions of cells within our body relies on electrical energy. Our nervous system is like a network of power cables transferring electricity to the various systems and commanding the body to make change, and the brain as well, which is the operating tool in charge of it all, sends its orders in the form of electrical frequencies through these systems to make direct change. So I've said this as well. I think we said this in session 2. But our human bodies were designed to heal, right? They have that capability, and we were not meant to suffer in this endless, unrelenting pain cycle where we're just not getting better. But when persistent inflammation, scar tissue, and unnecessary medications are placed within the body, we create an environment in which the electrical system can no longer communicate due to blockages. These blockages prevent electrical signals getting through, like a cell phone with terrible reception that drops calls all the time. Your body is not getting the messages it needs. So it does not know that it needs to stop causing you pain. It needs to stop this inflammatory response. And so it just continues doing it. And it's not that your body and brain aren't trying to send these signals, it's that they're being disrupted along the way, right? There's a lot of problems going on there. So what is microcurrent? Well, again, it is this part of the system, and it works as a way, when it's microcurrent therapy, to step up and actually take control of the system. And that's the real key piece, right? Because not only does treatment with microcurrent stimulate the body's natural functions, okay, allowing it to function fundamentally, but it also provides electrons to free radicals. It neutralizes them before they can create and feed disease. Free radicals are kind of like, my dad, Dr. Hache, always described them as the unwelcome guest at the wedding that's just trying to sleep with all the bridesmaids and is super drunk and just falling over everything and just creating a disaster. Once they get a partner, they go to sleep and they leave you alone. And that's kind of what these free radicals are. They're these chaos-creating cells in our bodies that are just desperate for company. And when you provide electrons to free radicals, they calm down. So you're neutralizing them. And that's essentially one of the things microcurrent does. We're adding electrons into the body. It also enhances circulation in the body as well, up to 480%. So it's providing a healthy environment for healing. But when you add in the frequency component, you start being able to talk to the body in its own language as well. And you can send these anti-inflammatory signals straight through the skin and into the site with what feels like a small tickle on the skin, right? So you get that little tingle as the current enters the body and passes through as well. And this is kind of the way that it is able to function. And it's a therapy, sure, but it's actually natural in that it's only really taking your body's natural system and commanding it. Imagine a remote control for your body. So it will ultimately correct the body's terrain, because as the current enters the body, then registers the specific frequencies as its own commands, and it initiates the healing protocols within it, shutting down that inflammation, triggering regeneration, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which in turn eliminates stress, and improving body function. Depending on the issue, these corrections can take minutes to days, or in some cases weeks, but we have to remember that healing, just like chronic pain, is a journey. You may have been walking down the path of chronic pain for years, decades even, right? We need to turn around and leave that path for a better one. It's not going to take years or decades, but in some cases, it does take time. When you meet Annie, if you haven't met her already, she will emphasize this point continuously, right? Not only is everyone an individual, but everyone will have a different healing journey speed. How quickly are you able to actually heal yourself? It's going to depend on a lot of different factors, but it doesn't mean that there's anyone out of reach of healing. Give it time, correct the electric body, combine that with corrections to your physical body, and you'll find that with the corrected terrain, you'll be ready and able to live a pain-free life. So microcurrent solutions. How do we apply microcurrent to the body? And is it a one-size-fits-all treatment? Well, I kind of just said, I answered that question right there and then, didn't I? By saying you've got to treat you all as individuals. And while we work to incorporate microcurrent into someone's treatment protocol on a more general scale, we're talking about home use microcurrent therapy. And we're looking at individual protocols for each condition with a focus on working to clear the body of whatever blockages the body is experiencing energetically and functionally shutting that inflammation down. A lot of the time people hear microcurrent, and if they've heard of it before, they think of going to like a physio office or somewhere like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, what if you had the remote control? What if we made you the healer again? Scientifically, now we rely on doctors, right? That's who we rely on. But fundamentally, throughout civilization, that is not the case. We used to be responsible for our own health in most cases. And this is a way of giving that power back to someone, the ability to be responsible for your own health and to your own, essentially, you have to be, what's the word? beholden, that would work, to your own body and what your body needs and how it functions. Some protocols work for everyone, like vagus nerve stimulation, but the important thing is that specialized protocols can be created to meet individual needs as those arise as well. So we'll work with people to build these primary treatment plans that involve a microcurrent piece. Vagus nerve stimulation is just one treatment that can curb the body's inflammatory response in as little as 3 minutes, improving digestion, reducing stress, and enabling vasodilation, which in turn is your improved circulation. It is a huge deal to do vagus nerve stimulation. And so much so that I'm going to talk about it for the next few slides, because when I brought up vagus nerve issues yesterday in the lecture, so many people were like, I want to hear more about vagus nerve stimulation. I want to know about how that works. And fundamentally, this is a big part of the microcurrent journey, so much so that my PhD dissertation I dedicated entirely to non-invasive stimulation of the vagus nerve to resolve issues within the body. And what we saw were amazing results just from doing this daily vagus nerve stimulation for a very short amount of time. So where did we get the idea? Where did this come from? Well, what you see on the screen here is the cover of Scientific American, I think in 2014. And the title here, this is the front cover, right, of this big scientific magazine. Read that headline: Electric Cures. Bioelectronic medicine could create an off switch for arthritis, diabetes, and even cancer. Now, when we saw that, we were like, well, okay, hold on a second here. We got to figure this one out. We got to look at this. And this was all about the discovery of the vagus nerve in the regulation of inflammation in the body. A total accident while trying to do some pharmaceutical experiment with drugs. They accidentally stimulated the vagus nerve and they were like, whoa, hold on a second. This does a lot. So possibly, in my experience, the most important revelation of modern medicine is the involvement of the vagus nerve and its ability to shut down inflammation across the body. And if you've been following natural health in any way, shape, or form, you've probably heard of the vagus nerve. So many people were like, the vagus nerve, that's my problem. I know it is. And it is for so many people. Vagus nerve stimulation helps with autoimmune disorders, CRPS, which is complex regional pain syndrome. If you have it, you know what it is. Fibromyalgia, all inflammatory conditions and diseases. Remember, if a condition ends in itis, it is inflammation. So this piece of the puzzle is huge because the vagus nerve will work to shut these issues down. So the vagus nerve itself translates to wandering nerve, and it gets its name from the full breadth of what it touches in the body. You can see in the image there, all of those yellow branches are the vagus nerve. Connects to each vital organ, and it gives those vital organs pathways to connect to the brain. This nerve then sends and receives tons of signals each and every day. The vagus nerve is responsible for digestion, for heart rate, for certain reflex actions like coughing, sneezing, swallowing, vomiting. But until that study was done, what scientists didn't know was that the stimulation of the vagus nerve also allowed us to block the production of inflammatory factors within the body. Block them. There's these things called tumor necrosing factors, which are kind of developed in the spleen. And these cause inflammation. That your body wants to use them for good inflammation, but in the cases of chronic inflammation, they just don't go away. The vagus nerve stimulation stopped the body producing that factor. And when that happened, the inflammation in the body was turned off. Just click, like a light switch, right? The nerve also helps to regulate our fight or flight response. So when we see all of these people that are dealing with panic and stress and an inability to sleep because they just can't turn their brain off, then we're looking into this fight or flight vagus nerve stimulation. The nerve allows us to actually turn us off of this sympathetic fight or flight mode and put us into that calm, relaxed, regenerative state where we're actually able to heal. So what did they do with this scientific information? Well, this microcurrent stimulation of the vagus nerve seemed so good that they monetized it as best as they possibly could. And how did the medical world do that? Let's do a surgery. Well, the studies originally did not involve surgery. They involved stimulating the nerve with a little probe. But, why do that when you can cut someone up attach something to their bodies and charge them $20,000 to $30,000 for the privilege. So not only that, but a vagus nerve implant, a vagus nerve stimulator, often needs to be replaced every 5 to 10 years. And the surgery is expensive, often not covered by insurance. And you're creating scar tissue when you do the surgery. So you're actually compounding the problem as you go. Our way of doing vagus nerve stimulation is a little bit easier. We take our handy dandy microcurrent machine that's handheld. We take our little probe here, and much like they did in the studies, we place the electrode on the vagus nerve and we run the program. And there we are stimulating the nerve. You'll feel the current enter the nerve. You'll even sometimes feel it travel down through the nerve as it passes across all of those areas and touches all of those organs. Most importantly, regulating that fight or flight response and triggering the healing process by getting you into that calm, relaxed state. Turning off inflammation means that this is a treatment that is a one-size-fits-all. You can do this treatment and you can reprogram your nervous system to react appropriately and properly. All right, so examples of general treatments beyond vagus nerve. So there's some treatments here that actually can have a massive impact on the body on a cellular level and on its ability to combat not only inflammation, but also channelopathies through the addition of these electrons to help the body reach that threshold we talked about in lesson 2. Now, these are general protocols, but each will be applied in different situations. Mitochondrial recharge will actually boost body energy. So for people that are experiencing fatigue and adrenal fatigue, this sort of protocol will actually increase your energy. Vagus nerve stimulation will, of course, deal with the inflammation in the body, but also put you more into that calm, relaxed state and help you sleep. Over time, your vagus nerve will no longer need stimulation. It will instead react appropriately when you need to enter one of these states. And grounding, kind of the opposite of mitochondrial recharge. Maybe you feel like you've got a buzz and you always feel like you can't stop, right? That is when grounding comes in. It will lower the energy of the body and get you calm and relaxed. So it has kind of an opposite effect to mitochondrial recharge. These needs of the individual are sorts of things that we want to build into a protocol for people. As people are saying, hey, look, I'm dealing with high energy or low energy, we can counteract that by doing this. If someone says they're dealing with any condition, we can look at a specific microcurrent protocol to treat the pathways, treat the fascia, and work on that issue specifically. So microcurrent home use can achieve the resolution of pain. It can work on most eye conditions. We're talking cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration. These are treatable conditions in the microcurrent world. Vagus nerve stimulation, I would say all but essential for resolving autoimmune disease, because when you're dealing with autoimmune, you've got a lot of inflammation, a lot of places in the body, and being able to stimulate that vagus nerve is pretty huge there. It can improve sleep and stress, and it can work on mental health concerns as well. So we have some protocols for depression, anxiety, PTSD. You can actually work on stimulating acupuncture points with the device as well. And you can even re-educate muscles. You can clear scar tissue, which means that the blockage of scar tissue can not only be broken up, but you can electrically neutralize it, allowing the current of your natural microcurrent system to pass through it successfully once again. You can even enhance the immune system and stimulate soft tissue to encourage repair. There is a lot that you can do. The device even has a biofeedback connection, which allows you to actually talk to the body and establish that communication level with it. Every interactive element of the Hache protocol that we've talked about this week is critical, but microcurrent itself is the thing that has the most power to be able to knit broken elements back together again, okay? It is the one that does the most here. Not only does it nurture the cells and reduce inflammation by itself, but it can improve the body's capability to absorb nutrition. It can shift you out of fight or flight mode. It can improve ATP production, which essentially helps with your body's capability to exercise, recharge those drained adrenal glands, and even manipulate your brain waves to improve poor sleep and pay back the sleep debt that you've accumulated. This therapy is kind of the magic bullet of the Hache protocol. And when all the other elements are tied together and ready to go, this is the thing that ultimately will restore homeostasis to the body and allow it to just kickstart its healing process again. So this brings us to the creation of the Hache Protocol reset. And I'm going to describe for you what this is. There is homework that we're going to go through as well, because there's still some things we need to work on here. But this program, okay, was created as the culmination of the work of my parents and the demand from our community. And this has brought about the introduction of the program that can work for anyone and that includes all 5 elements of the Hache Protocol. This program is self-paced with video lectures covering the elements of the protocol and weaving them together. And the program includes access to tons of resources that I'm going to go over in the next few slides. So essentially, you get access to detox diets. So we talk about this all the time. People are interested in diets for detoxing heavy metals, for detoxing from liver issues, and so on. There are detox diets included that are proven that we've put our knowledge into developing. There are supplement guides. You're not sure what supplements to take? Well, we've got the information for you. There's exercise suggestions. There's comprehensive workbooks as well. In fact, the workbook here, I've got the workbook for the Jumpstart here. You can see kind of how short this is in comparison. This is the workbook for the reset. So you've got a very thick book here with lots of information in it, as well as sections to deal with the work that go along with those video lectures. You get stress reduction activities as well, and natural and effective sleep aids. I mentioned yesterday how hard I find it to actually get that improved sleep. There are some kind of key hidden secrets that can really help to work that out. And really, this reset includes everything we've been scratching the surface of in these last few days, broken into 12 comprehensive modules, all of them taught by me. Microcurrent users, new and old, will also get access to their own treatment coordinator for the duration of the program to help them fine-tune the protocols and make sure that they have their one-on-one guidance in the form of these individualized treatment plans. This is specifically for the microcurrent piece. Not all of our treatment coordinators are trained in the Hache Protocol reset, but they are all trained in the microcurrent piece. So what will happen is a treatment coordinator will actually build you a treatment plan, and they will be your one-on-one touch point. You'll be able to communicate with them. If you have any questions, you need help, that is what they're there for. They're there to actually offer you that one-on-one support. It'll be just like you're sitting in the room with me and I'm telling you exactly what you need to do. They align all this up for you. And if they can't figure it out, then I take over. So we got a pretty good solid system there. During our reset as well, you'll also be able to access monthly live Q&A sessions. These will be lasting 60 to 90 minutes, depending on demand. Last time we ran this, they lasted 90 minutes every time. And this will include replays if you can't attend. We actually alternate the time on this as well, so that if you're in a time zone that maybe is not compatible with this time we've been doing these at, then you'll be getting one in the opposite time zone as well. So it won't be like you'll never get to do it just because your times don't line up, right? But during these resets, these will be hosted by myself and Annie, our lead coordinator, and we will sit there and we will answer all your questions live about the reset, about your individual health concerns, and so on. So you'll be able to get those the help you need there too. Essentially, we will walk with you step by step to help guide you through the process and give you the results that you deserve so that you can become pain-free for life. That's the goal of the company. That is the goal of the reset. Now, we call this the 90-day reset. What does that mean? 90 days is not, this is a self-paced program. You do not have to complete this in 90 days. But the goal of this program is to be a 90-day reset. This is close to the turnover rate of cells. This allows your body's cells to actually have detoxed, regenerated, and physically changed with the nurturing of all of the elements of the Hache Protocol. So cells take between 90 and 120 days to essentially completely no longer exist and to have been replaced by new cells that they've typically birthed themselves, right? They make a copy of the cell. But when you're dealing with healthier body changes, it means that the new cells that are created are healthier too. And the old diseased cells that trigger these issues within the body are no longer in existence. So after 90 days, you'll be well on your way to success with the Hache protocol for pain resolution and with microcurrent therapy. In fact, we fully expect, just like we did last year, to see very early success stories. One person last year actually resolved their 5-year-long migraines in 1 week after getting their machine and starting on the protocol, and they never came back. So we see these very early success stories, but we look at the long term. We look at the let's get the body to be a different body. We can regenerate and change these cells. And 90 days is kind of that bare minimum to do that with 120 days. So an extra 30 days on top being the kind of outside section. So you will gain access to the helpful tools as well and techniques that can revolutionize your natural pain resolution treatment plan. There is so much in here. We even have a cookbook that we created as well, because we know how hard it is to change your diet if you don't have meal options. So the cookbook is full of anti-inflammatory meals. There's diets for elimination. There's all of these things in there as well. You will also build a strong foundation in advanced microcurrent healing technologies. It doesn't really matter how tech savvy you are. I think our oldest microcurrent user turned 97 this year and is still going strong. And he is working hard on his ranch, but he is using the microcurrent daily and has been doing so for a good 10 years now, very, very successfully. So don't worry about age being a limit or technical expertise. These have been designed to be used really easily, and they've been designed to work. These protocols will work for you, just like they have for countless others before. Now, there's a time investment here. Obviously, we can't turn around and actually do this for you. It just doesn't work that way. You have the capacity within you to heal your body. We expect you in exchange for this to put in a bit of time. If you just go in and say, I tried for a week and it didn't work, well, the answer is going to be, of course, it didn't work in a week. Remember, it takes 90 days at least for cells to turn over. We also understand that people lead very, very busy lives. So we have designed this program to require you to spend a small amount of time for big results. If you want to complete the reset in 90 days, and remember, it's self-paced, so you don't have to, you can take as long as you like, you will probably want to invest a little under 10 hours a month in the course. This will include sitting there and hanging out and watching some videos of me. This will include some work in the workbook, and it will include the transitions of different diets and things like that as well. So you're not stuck here forever. You don't have to get a university degree in how to heal your body here. This is a program designed for individuals. It's self-paced. You can spend the time as you have the time. But I would say if you spend 10 hours a month in this program working on the things that we ask you to work on, you are going to get those results at the end. So much of the work that we've discussed these last few days has been done for you, okay? This allows you to take the guesswork out of things. There's even a section in there, a form you can fill out where you can list all of your supplements. It gets emailed over to Annie, who passes it to me, and I review your supplements based on your condition, and I will tell you which ones you can cut, which ones you should consider adding in. And, if you even need to take any of these at all, I'll even offer food suggestions for each individual one. So this program has been designed to deal with that and take care of all of these different pieces. Yeah, exactly. 10-hour commitment a month is well worth it for the change, right? And we can't, if you don't put in the time, you can't expect to get the results. That's just the truth. It's the same with anything, right? If you don't exercise, you can't expect to get stronger. You have to put in the time. And this is a big thing. We do want to encourage people to know that you will have to do the time. I can't come over there and run for you. We're not going to ask you to run, but you get the example, right? I can't go over there and eat for you. You have to be able to make those changes. So is it right for you? If you already know that it's right for you, you can sign up for the program today. We're actually opening the doors to the program today, and you'll be able to actually access it instantly. If you have an Evolution or a Pinnacle microcurrent device, if you're one of our existing microcurrent users, you have a device that is ready to go with the reset. You can use this today. You could sign up and you could actually start the process today and you have the right machine. If you're ready to get started, but you don't have a device yet, then you are in luck, because not only are we offering a bundle including our most popular microcurrent device for home users, which is the Avazia Life Evolution, this handy little device here, that also bundles in with the Hache Protocol Reset course, that has savings for paying in full. So if you want to do a one payment, you can save there. But we're also offering a payment plan that will get you the device and the course access as well. And this is the only way to get one of our devices on a payment plan. We simply don't offer payment plans for the microcurrent machines. So this is really the only way to get that. But if you are interested in starting and getting the microcurrent and the reset, you will have an option for that as well. So when does the course start? Is there a registration deadline? So it's a self-paced course. In fact, it's already going right now, and there are people that are already in it at the moment from last year that are still utilizing the resources that they had as well. Technically, the first Q&A, I believe, is the second week of February for this set. So this is when you'll be able to jump in and get in there. But if you sign up today, you get access instantly. You get the workbook, you can get in. So you can do the course at your own pace. And we decided after popular demand to keep the program running all year. Last year, we just did the first 3 months of it. Well, we did March through June, and then we shut it down. So people kind of graduated. We had a big little celebration Q&A, and then we said, well, we'll open it again when we have the time. But I kept getting asked when it was going to open again. When's it going to open again? When can I join? How can I do this? And so that's what we did here. We actually decided we're just going to leave it open, and we're just going to do a Q&A every month forever until, as I said to my team the other day, I turn to dust on the floor. We'll be continuing this program and continuing the Q&A. So people often want to revisit parts of the course. You know, maybe a new issue comes up for them. I had one person the other day that has developed a liver problem. And they decided to reach out to me and ask me if they still had access to the program because they knew there was a liver diet in there. And yeah, of course, you can get right back in and you can get started on that as well. So you can join the live resets again, and really at no additional cost, meaning that if you go through 90 days and then you want to come back next year and do it again, or in a few months' time and do another part of it, you get access to it forever, and the Q&A sessions are ongoing forever. For people who purchased the reset last year when we did it as well, remember, just like people that purchase it now, you get lifetime access to it. So if you decide you want to go through the reset again, you can just come back. It's never going away, so you'll be able to keep revisiting it. Now, we have a lot of special bonuses for this event that are specifically exclusive for individuals. So write this code down here when I get to it, because I think I'll be mentioning it in every video, but you want to make sure you get it. The Hache Protocol Reset is available right now. For those of you on the Jumpstart with me this week who register before the event ends next Wednesday, you're going to receive access to some extra bonus content. First off, you're going to save 20% if you use the code PFFLJUMP24. This applies to the microcurrent device bundle and just to the course itself. So regardless whether you do a pay in full or you do a payment plan, doesn't matter to us, you save 20% across the board on it. You will get access to our Jumpstart replays. If you would like to see them, you just have to let us know and we can provide you with the link to that. Whereas normally the Jumpstart replays go away. We will do a live Q&A event this Saturday. So if you sign up before the weekend, you'll get to join me on Saturday for a live Q&A event where we'll be going through everything and essentially just answering all of your questions. Usually it turns into, this is my condition, Dr. Rob, help me. And I kind of just sit there and break it down. You'll get our ebook of Current Medicine 3rd edition, and you'll get our Hache Protocol for Pain Resolution ebook, which is our Wall Street Journal best-selling book. And you'll get the ebook of our anti-inflammatory cookbook. I do believe as well we have a 2nd edition of that coming out with all new recipes too, so you'll get both of those. Additionally, that is not all. I actually put this course on last year for people, and I loved it so much, I wanted to bring it back. This is anyone that purchases the reset during this event will get our self-care planner. It's a downloadable and printable, and you can work through it with me in a 90-minute training session. It's just with me, and we will actually go through this together. I'll train you on how to use it, and it kind of gives you a bit of a head start and a jump start in a way on stress reduction. and the importance of it. There's some really awesome techniques that we go through in there. So not only do you secure your spot in the reset, but you can also get some group learning time with me as well as we work through a crucial component of the Hache protocol together, because stress, and I've seen it in the group a lot in the homework, this is a big one. Now, this is currently scheduled to be live on February 6th at 4 p.m. PST, same time as this event is, but with a few weeks' notice, so everyone can get settled in, calm down, and get ready to go. Anyone that can't attend live, you'll still get the self-care planner, and you will still get the replay, so you'll be able to watch that as well. Now, as far as refunds go, there's a few different things that are different here because this is one of our digital courses. So our refund policy for our programs here, we do not offer a refund on digital products, okay? The reason for this is once you've purchased our program, you are going to get instant access to it. You'll be able to download it right away. So there's no way that we can, in all good conscience, give a refund on that. However, if you do choose the option with the device, you will be able to return the device if you decide it's not for you. You can return the device for refund within 30 days of receiving it. Our standard 15% restocking fee applies here. I'll explain why we have that on our devices. You're not allowed to resell used medical equipment, and these are Class 2 medical devices. These are recognized by the FDA, by Health Canada, by the TGA in Australia and New Zealand, and they're CE certified in Europe as well. So they're very regulated, these machines. And so when we receive one back, we actually have to send it in for disposal and mark off that we have destroyed it. So it's a very frustrating process that can cause some heavy losses to us, and the restocking fee just kind of goes to try and cover some of those costs. Obviously, it doesn't cover all of them by any stretch, but it helps a little bit. However, to encourage those of you who are a little bit concerned, our return rate on devices is extremely low. We actually have a 0.01% return rate, and that's our last year's return rate. Our treatment coordinator team, because you'll be assigned to one of those, you will be using this device like a champ and getting the results you're looking for pretty quickly, and you'll be satisfied with the machine. But we do have that policy there in place as well. All right, so let's get to it. So bearing in mind that the prices here on the screen are not the final prices, you get to save an additional 20% off if you use that code as well at checkout. So there's 12 training modules and a comprehensive workbook. Again, this guy right here, very big book. That walks you through taking ownership of your health and mastering the 5 interactive elements of the Hache protocol for long-term pain resolution. These are done through the 12 training modules in an order that we recommend. However, you can kind of take them from any angle you want. If you're desperate to dive into the stress or the sleep piece, you can skip it. It's just they do kind of all tie together that. You can learn at your own pace in our private learning portal. It is not on Facebook. You access the reset on a private website, so you don't have to worry about going on the Facebook group if you don't want to use Facebook. You can also use the Facebook group as well if you want to get some extra support there. I will do the supplement reviews as they come in and offer my suggestions there as well. And you get our Hache Protocol Reset Cookbook. I know one of the hardest things for me when I was changing my diet was to actually come up with what to cook and have it taste good. And these recipes are awesome. We had some real fun with them last year as well. And the monthly live Q&A sessions. Some additional bonuses, you'll get that personalized treatment protocol with the treatment coordinators. You will get our stress management toolkit as well, which we usually sell for $50, and our nutrition management toolkit, which we, again, usually sell for $50. You'll get 90 days access to the Hache Protocol membership for additional video support, which is more microcurrent focused. That usually would be $291 by itself. Payment options here. So if you pay in full, you're going to save $290 on the retail price. So it will actually cost you $14.95, or you can do it for 3 monthly payments of $5.95. Remember, you'll save an additional 20% off with the code PFFLJUMP24. PFFLJUMP24. This is for the reset program only. This is not including the microcurrent device. So if you have one of our devices already, you're good to go with this if you want to go ahead with it. Okay. The version with the kit comes with everything I just mentioned, plus the Avasia Life Evolution Deluxe Kit, which usually retails for $2,000. So essentially, the payment options here, you can pay in full, and you can get the whole thing for $34.95. Then you can save an additional 20% on that, which I think is quite a hefty chunk, actually. Or 3 monthly payments of $13.95. both options will receive the device right away. So even if you're on a payment plan, you don't have to pay out the whole device before you get your machine. The moment you sign up, the first payment goes through, we will ship the device to you so you'll have it to be able to start using it. And again, remember that discount code. We will be posting it everywhere, so no worries there. Just because I got this question last year, people were like, well, what is actually in the kit? So you're getting the deluxe kit here. It includes the microcurrent device, which I'm holding in my hand as well as you can see on the screen there. This is battery operated, 2 AA batteries, so it works anywhere in the world. And the batteries will last you between 2 and 6 weeks, depending on how frequently you use the device. You get all these extra probes as well. You get the Y electrode, which is what I used for vagus nerve stimulation earlier. So really awesome attachment because it gives you some extra reach to reach these hard to reach places. You'll get the brush electrode, the pencil electrode, which is used for acupuncture points. The brush is actually most commonly used for pets, but you can use it if you've got body hair to get through or you want to treat the head. Scar tissue on the head can be a big deal from head injuries. All the wires you need, the printed manual, the conductive pads, a special pad for the vagus nerve, special pad for the brain, some ear clips as well, which are to do some relaxation protocols and sleep protocols, and all of it snugly fitting in a carry case. You're going to get everything you need to be able to work with all of the protocols here. Now, what if you still have questions? So again, if you know this is the right program for you, you can go ahead and register right away. We've already had people as early as yesterday who've been looking at the workbook and saying, what's this Hache Protocol reset? I want to go further with this. And they have mentioned in the email and asking how to sign up. If you have more questions, so you'll be able to just sign up straight away if you're ready to go. However, if you have more questions about whether our reset program is right for you, I do encourage you to reach out to your concierge. You can get access to the closed door meeting starting soon. It's in 10 minutes. I'm going to answer all reset questions there as well. And we'll essentially cover everything in a little bit more detail for people that are looking for it. Maybe we'll even jump in and take a peek at the actual reset content like the cookbook as well. So how do you register? Okay, finally, I'm going to give it out if my team hasn't already given it out. But if you've been working with Leo, please reach out to Leo for the registration link, okay? So Leo has a special link, and Leo works really, really hard during the reset here, during the jumpstart, to get everyone the help they need. So if you've been getting help from Leo, reach out to Leo for the link so that Leo gets a little bit of a thank you from us for everyone that actually signs up. If you want to register direct, you can head to the hacheprotocolreset.com, which is right there on the page, and you'll be able to sign up today. Once we get the signups in, we'll be inviting people to the Q&A on Saturday, but you'll also get instant access to the reset. So maybe by that Q&A point, you'll already be diving into the program, and you'll have some of that information that you need to ask me questions about as well. But we are not done with the jumpstart. Don't let this fool you, okay? As excited as I am to launch the program again, I want to make sure we continue all of the great work we've been doing. So in your workbook on page 15, you're going to find a space, okay, to answer the below questions. Why is microcurrent such a powerful tool for healing and regeneration? And think about it from the perspective of what's been going on in your body and in your health journey. And question, if it does everything that I've said it does, which it does, how does that work for you? What is that actually going to do for you? And how is that going to change your life? Okay. So day 5, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about 3 cornerstones to resolve chronic pain permanently. Okay. So I hope you'll join me the same time tomorrow for day 5 of our Jumpstart Challenge. We're going to be talking about the 3 cornerstones to actionably move towards pain resolution. Remember, if you have any questions, reach out to your concierge, right? Everyone here, the whole team is here to help you. So you can go ahead and text Leo 415-688-2045. Otherwise, I hope to see as many of you as you need in our little session in a second here to talk all about the reset and get your questions answered. And I hope to see everyone tomorrow. The 3 cornerstones to resolve chronic pain are different than what you might expect, and they are extremely important to developing the pain-free for life mindset. So I hope we'll get in there and we'll get a lot of information sorted out for everyone and get them what they need. Remember, whether you choose to go with the reset or not, the Jumpstart is still a valuable tool for this introspective to actually get you to the point where you can start resolving issues on your own. And I hope to help as many people as possible. So I will see some of you in our little closed door session in just about 10 minutes. If you need an invite to that, message Leo right away to get that invite. Okay? Thanks, everyone. See you over there. Bye-bye.